you, the school, hoping that the kids would get from this experience going to Ireland?
I think it was a combination of things. One was the global experience of going to another country, experiencing certainly the culture, the history, certainly European history, which is centuries and centuries old. So, and the whole camaraderie of traveling as a whole group, going kind of a little bit of the fear of the unknown, especially we were playing a state championship team from Georgia. And going as a group with cheerleaders and football guys together and traveling as opposed to just an exchange. It was kind of everything in one kind of I guess one big huge event. So as we approached it, it was all the build up to playing a football game, but it was less about the football game and more about the whole experience of getting there on Wednesday and stepping off the plane and seeing what traveling as a group in a foreign country means, and going to tours and seeing battlefield tours and seeing the local Irish cultures and customs, and then just the day-to-day events of eating in different restaurants, and they're not really restaurants, they're pubs and different, one pub was way out in the countryside that took us a half an hour to get to, and really it was really a unique experience for them to go through that whole process, and then end up, of course, we played a Friday, we were the first game on Friday, and then after that, sitting through the other game, going back into the city, doing more educational stuff. And, by the way, they still had to keep up with their studies, so they were doing study halls every other day. And then we experienced the Boston College-Georgia Tech game on Saturday, and then had a huge banquet Saturday night that the global football guys put on with all the teams and all the parents that had made the trip. So that was really kind of something special.
Okay, well, I saw that you guys did some interesting thing outside of football there.
Yes.
What were some of the things that the kids got to see or visit that they really seemed to embrace or really
There was
enjoy?
one was the first day, actually. We got off the plane and went to an old hotel just right outside the airport and had breakfast with the opposing team. That was kind of unique. And then we went right to a battlefield tour that was an old battlefield back to the 12th century that a battle had occurred. Somewhat like this, if you go to Gettysburg, but centuries and centuries early. So that was really kind of unique. We came back. We were staying at Trinity College, which is one of the oldest universities probably in Europe. So they stayed in old dorms, experienced that, and got to walk around and live that. They didn't go live in a hotel, so they lived in an old college dorm that had lots of history with a rich history of poets and authors. So then another tour, we went the opposite spectrum. We experienced their sports culture, which was Gaelic football and hurling. So those are the two big sports in Ireland. And so they spent a whole afternoon doing that and actually playing those sports with people, kind of teaching them how to do that. And it was funny, the guy that stayed with us the whole time, every day on the bus, so even a bus ride, a 30-minute bus ride, they were getting a history lesson from the guy on the bus talking to them. So I thought that was kind of
That's neat. So what's next for the kids? I know you mentioned they had to keep up with their studies,
Yes.
and I'm sure they're going to have to keep up with the football season.
Yep. So we got a bye week this week. Certainly they'll get tomorrow off because it's Labor Day weekend. So give them a chance to catch up on their sleep and on their study, and then they'll finish out this week. We got a bye week, and then we don't have to play another football game until next Friday. So that'll be good. Get some, not only the jet lag of coming back in, but also try to catch up on their schoolwork and what they missed the week prior.
Okay, and finally, just a little bit more about the football game. I know you guys played a tough defending championship team, right?
Yeah.
As a team, what do you think they're going to get from that experience?
Oh, awesome. I think they really experienced overcoming adversity, fear of the unknown, fear that they can really battle with anybody. I mean, that was a really, really tough team. They had 60 players. We had 27. So we went out there and basically commanded the game for about 3.5, almost 4 quarters. So we just kind of got a little bit strung out and tired out there at the end of the 4th quarter. But they know they can really battle and play against anybody. So I think the confidence coming out of that experience playing that team overseas in a quasi-neutral site really will send our program to greater depths.